Hi. How are you? Fuck you. I don't care. Guys, people, walruses. I have issues with just the Uncharted community YouTube thing in general. And I bet some of you already know that. You know? I'm currently being called Meaniehead by Shrantrella Tessa, or however you say her name. Because I've made some interesting comments in the past about certain things. And yeah, so I know people are still somewhat pissed about it. So I'm here to further your anger. Maybe just a little bit. I don't know, maybe you'll even agree with me by the end of this. But the thing is, I really feel like what we gotta do is start criticizing each other more in the Uncharted community. I really think that if we did that, some videos would actually be somewhat decent. You know? Because there's a billion top plays. There's all these montages that, honestly, you know, like I've heard, like, hey, where have I heard that song before? Oh, yeah, that guy used it in his terrible montage. You know? And it's not good. It really isn't. I'm not impressed. And I'm not super easily impressed. I mean, I don't think, but I feel like this community could do stuff, but we're just not doing anything. Like, we're not doing anything that could possibly be good in the end. We're just kind of fucking around. And not that fucking around is like a bad thing or anything, but, you know, if you're making videos and you make a bad video, and everybody says you did a great job, you know, like, I hate that. I hate when people, how to say this? I hate when people do something badly, right? And they're like, no, you tried, good job, you know? No, don't tell people they did a good job if they did terribly. You know, if you so horribly failed, you know, you shouldn't be told that you did a good job because you fucked up. You know? Like, if you fucked up, then you fucked up. Sorry, but that's how it is. I mean, that's how life works, guys. Like, if I was a doctor and I misplaced a decimal point, and instead of, you know, 0.10, I gave them 1.0, that's bad. I'm not going to be told, you know, they're not going to be all like, oh, you know, well, you tried, so, you know, just get back to work. Good job. You know, no. I'll probably get fired. You know, if something happens to the patient, I'm going to get fired. You know, and honestly, it seems like people can't take criticism and people can't give criticism. You know, or people are afraid to. And honestly, I mean, if you can't take criticism, please leave YouTube. Get off. You don't really belong here. It's true. Like, actually, you know, no, just get off the internet if you can't take criticism. Really, leave. Because you're going to get criticism. And criticism is actually pretty damn good. You know? Like, if you're never told what you're doing wrong, are you ever going to improve? No, because if you're never told what you're doing wrong, you're not going to know, you know, how to tackle it next time. You know? If I tell you, oh, hey man, your montage was awesome, but I'm not being entirely truthful, you know, it's not like nothing's going to happen. The person's going to keep making the same mistakes. You know, it's just, guys, it's bad. You know, and there's lots of people, like, I told you don't need to put any effort into being creative or, you know, put any effort into the actual video to be told that you're doing a fantastic job. There's a dual rampant on Uncharted TV right now, and it's just 40 kills, and in between each kill is a fade to black. It's a really, honestly, I think it's a terrible video. I don't know why it's getting so much positive feedback. And of course there are other videos. that I don't think should really get so much positive feedback. And I'm sure lots of you could agree. Like, I don't know why there's so many top plays and why people actually keep watching them and saying, like, oh, yeah, top plays rule. Because it's the most unoriginal thing in Uncharted right now. Like, come on. Like, I don't want to be remembered as the guy who did everything everybody else did. I want to be remembered as the guy who, kind of stuck out in a way. That's why I don't use all this techno music all the time. Because, like, if I use friggin', like, some post-hardcore stuff or whatever, even though people may not enjoy that as much in this community, I will stick out more. And even if people don't like it, I'll probably be remembered for that. People will be all like, oh yeah, like those, yeah, the montages with the shitty music, Yeah. Yeah, like, because honestly, it just seems like people are kind of taking other people's styles and kind of running with it. For instance, and sorry, Baby Powder, but you're going to get ranted on a little bit. Baby Powder's style of editing kind of seems like Elias's style of editing, where it's like, because Elias's style of editing is actually somewhat simple, to be honest, but it's really effective. Only Baby Powder, what he decides to do is he puts an optical flare up at the corner that goes through the center of the screen, and when you're looking at stuff like block mesh maps and brighter maps, you have no fucking clue what's happening. And if it's at nighttime, it just looks stupid because it's at nighttime. Why is there a fucking optical flare there? Where it's like, maybe if I, like if Baby Powder watches this video and he sees that I clearly dislike his optical flare thing, I don't know if he'll take my advice. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Try something else is what I'm trying to say. Everybody should try something else. Everybody should, like, you should never settle for like, oh yeah, I'm going to keep doing this the same way. Always try something new every time you do something. Always try to be better at what you're doing. Never settle for doing the same thing over and over again, because honestly, that's boring. If you try to create your own style, that's a lot more fun. Like, experiment a little bit. If people don't like it, then oh well, like, try something else next time. But, really, we're not going to get anywhere unless we, tell everybody what they're doing wrong. And that's really the whole point of this video. I think that if we tell people, like, this is what I don't like, this is what I don't like about your videos, this is what I don't like about this, then people will probably change, because people want to be liked. I want to be liked. I don't really expect this video to get such positive feedback from everybody, but I would prefer to be liked, right? Not everybody likes being hated. Some people do, but I don't. Not all the time. But I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. I really think that just as a community, we should try to just, in a way, I'd say, grow up a little bit. Like, we gotta tell each other what we're doing wrong. I don't know. I mean, that's all I got to say. If you agree with me, hooray. If you don't, well, that just sucks. And I'd say more, but video's over. So goodbye.